police station?
Yeah, I'm just doing an audit of the police station.
Why?
People are interested in public photography and stuff like that.
Alright, it's just because what you were filming is sensitive.
Okay. I'm on a public footpath.
No, yes, correct, you are.
You didn't mind me filming you in the car?
No problem, you're in a public place.
Yeah.
But when you start pointing the camera towards the police building, like the entrances and exits.
Yeah. I can see it from Google Earth as well.
Also, under the Terrorism Act, it can be perceived that you are doing hostile reconnaissance.
I'm not doing hostile reconnaissance.
Okay, that's why I want to speak to you and clarify what your intention was.
Would someone that would be doing hostile reconnaissance do it in broad daylight? Like,
quite possibly. We don't know. I don't know that.
Don't talk nonsense, mate.
I'm not talking nonsense.
You're talking rubbish, mate. I'm not doing hostile reconnaissance. Don't use words like that.
I can use what I want.
No, don't say that. Don't use words like that.
Okay.
You can't use words like that.
I can.
Hostile reconnaissance. You think this is hostile reconnaissance, yeah?
Can be. It can be.
What, in broad daylight?
Yeah, it can be.
All of this I can see here, I can see from Google Earth. If I was going to do hostile reconnaissance, I'd do it at night.
But then obviously when my colleagues are going into the building, why
I can film them, mate. I'm going to keep filming them.
I'm just asking you why.
I've told you I'm doing an audit.
Welcome back to another tense showdown on the streets of London, but this time, we're right outside Tottenham Police Station, a location steeped in controversy and tension. From the Mark Duggan shooting to decades of strained community relations, this ground carries heavy history. Today's confrontation starts with a simple camera, and spirals into a heated debate about rights, terrorism laws, and public accountability. What happens when an everyday citizen armed only with knowledge faces off against a cop armed with authority? We're about to find out. Stay locked in, because this encounter exposes just how far some officers will stretch the law to maintain.
I don't have to answer questions, are we done?
Yeah, just don't go past that. You see that building line there?
Why not?
That is private property.
Is it? Where does it say that?
It's denoted by the different colour of the line.
Is it?
See, for council parking purposes, this is private property. And this is public property.
I don't know anything about that, to be fair, so I'm not going to argue about that. Alright, fair enough. I can't argue something I don't know, but...
Okay, that's fine. So you can be here all day filming, but as soon as you point your camera at the back doors...
I can film anything I can see from public, mate.
That's fine.
I'm not trying to wind you up, I'm just telling you, like...
Yeah, but...
It is what it is, you know what I mean?
Also, in the current climate, people filming...
What current climate's that?
The threat level we're in.
Okay.
The officer throws out one of the most overused, and misunderstood, terms in UK policing, hostile reconnaissance. It's part of the Terrorism Act 2000, designed for people secretly gathering intel for terror attacks. But the irony? Our auditor is filming in broad daylight, standing in plain sight, explaining exactly what he's doing. The officer's claim isn't about safety, it's about narrative control. This moment highlights a critical point, using terrorism laws as intimidation tools. It's a tactic that undermines public trust and blurs the line between legitimate security and harassment.
In European countries.
Yeah, I see we've got a problem with jihadi terrorists. Yeah? What, when was the last time we had a jihadi attack here?
London Bridge?
Yeah, November last year. And that guy was released from prison. He served half his sentence and he was released from prison. Now, unless you suspect me of being a jihadi terrorist, I suggest, then why are you using words like current climate and stuff then?
Because I was talking to you just to make
you said hostile reconnaissance, you said terrorist act, you said current climate. Come on, mate.
When people put cameras at police stations...
That's not cool, mate. That's not cool. Don't say stuff like that.
I can say what I want.
I understand. It's freedom of speech,
exactly.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm not disputing that, but it's just a little bit insensitive to be using words like terrorist and stuff.
Comes the classic deflection, the current climate. Every auditor's heard it. When officers can't justify a stop, they default to fear language, terror threat, security risk, current climate. But look closely, there's no threat here, no suspicious behavior, just a man with a camera. The auditor brilliantly dismantles the officer's logic, asking for specifics. When was the last attack? What exactly is the threat? The cop stumbles, because there's no real answer. This is how accountability starts, calm questions exposing shaky authority.
Engage with if you're saying, I just like filming police stations. Alright, you may have a hobby of taking pictures of different police stations. That's fair enough, we've got no problem with that.
Then why have you used those other buzzwords?
Because I come over to you to speak to you, to engage with you, because you filming the police car, the police van stops up there, got no problem. You're not pointing at anything that's sensitive.
Well, what about the number plate? That might be sensitive.
No.
No? Alright.
reason
The story's
being,
not adding up, mate. There's too many
the vehicle is not
inconsistencies, mate.
the vehicle number plate is not sensitive because you can't access the database to find out what that vehicle is. And if you do check that number plate, that just says it's a police van.
Alright, well, if you're happy that...
So, and this is a lovely big marked vehicle, so it's nothing secretive about it.
Alright.
But I want to speak to people who start filming people, police staff going in and out of buildings.
Not interested in
I
any
don't
police
know
staff.
until I speak to you. Yeah?
When was a police station's never been targeted by a terrorist in this country?
Doesn't matter.
Since what, the
Does not
IRA,
matter.
1980s?
Does
Of
not
course it
matter.
matters,
No,
because
no,
we've got
just because it's never happened doesn't mean it's never
extrapolate
gonna
based
happen.
on things that have happened. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Police officers have been attacked
Yeah.
outside of work, and we've had recent on this borough in North area.
Okay.
People filming police officers coming in and going out of their police buildings in Enfield.
Really?
Yes. All right.
Okay. And what?
As comedy gold, the officer points to a painted line on the ground as the supposed boundary between private and public property. No signage, no barrier, no legal notice, just paint. This visual perfectly sums up the deeper issue, when police create imaginary rules on the spot. But auditors like this one thrive on facts. He doesn't argue emotionally, he questions logically. And every calm answer chips away at the illusion of control. The audience can feel it, the tide turning from authority to accountability.
Filming police vehicles.
What do you mean
is-
it's not a gun act? You said Terrorist
The
Act
Terrorism
2000.
Act.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what section are you referring to? There's different sections of the act,
There
isn't
is.
there?
So if I was to stop and search you on the terrorism, that'd be section 43.
Okay then.
But I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying
I
is,
hope you won't.
hostile filming, you could get arrested for.
You couldn't get arrested, mate.
can actually,
You ain't got any grounds. Well then, why don't you do it then?
I'm not doing it because I gathered from what you've told me that
Oh,
you're
fair
not
play,
doing
mate.
something.
Fair play. You've used your judgment.
Exactly.
And
I've
you know that
spoken
I'm not
to
a
you.
threat. So fair play. But
But if I started filming your house,
you don't live here, mate.
and I'm just saying, if I filmed your house, you would come and speak to me about why you filmed my house.
Yeah, but you don't live here, so it's
No,
not.
but I
It's
work
not the
here.
same. You work here, sure. But if you're
Yeah.
from public, to be fair, I know the public
Just like
photography laws.
you go into any other building and you start filming everything, people come and speak to you, ask you what you're doing.
Well, maybe this is the whole point of this.
All right.
Enlighten people about the
I work
public
at the
photography laws.
airport.
Okay.
All right. And as you can see, I work.
Aviation police, yeah?
Exactly.
Alright, fair enough.
So you start filming at the airport. I always take it and say, ask what you're doing, and you say.
But an
"Going on
airport
holiday."
isn't a public, is it?
It is actually. It's public
Is it?
and private. Yeah.
Okay,
Heathrow
well,
is. It's a bit of
my
a weird
understanding
one.
that Heathrow was a private place, but
It is private, but people have public access to it because it's a transport hub. But it's owned by a private company, therefore it's a private building to a degree.
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
But
But does that mean supermarkets are private, public? Like
they're
same
public place.
same analogy. You've got public access. You might as well crack on, to be honest, mate. I don't want to keep you. You might as well crack on.
I just want to make sure you're doing. That's what
Would you mind identifying yourself?
That's my shoulder number.
Is that what you'd say to a judge? What if I can't read,
My
mate?
shoulder number. You can see that.
What's your name?
It's SO 3338.
Alright, and what's your name?
My warrant number is 231913. That's my definition.
Alright, buddy. Have a good day.
Notice the tone shift, the officer suddenly softens. He's no longer invoking terrorism or hostile acts. Now it's about recent incidents and safety. That's the hallmark of a power dynamic breaking down. At this point, the officer knows he can't legally stop the auditor. Instead, he tries to justify his approach with vague safety talk. It's subtle damage control. The auditor's restraint here deserves credit. No shouting, no escalation, just facts. And that's how most audits are won, not through aggression, but through knowledge kicks in. The officer finally admits that if he were to detain or search, it would fall under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, the same section he loosely referenced earlier. But he doesn't invoke it. Why? Because he knows there's no reasonable suspicion. This exchange shows why auditors are so important. When citizens understand the law, vague threats lose power. Knowledge turns a potential detainment into a polite conversation. The cop even admits, fair play. That's the closest thing to a verbal surrender you'll ever get in like that. It ends with mutual respect, or at least, a quiet retreat. The officer's tone at the start was all authority and suspicion, now it's polite, even friendly. That's the power of calm defiance. This moment shows the essence of good auditing: no aggression, no insults, just law, logic, and a lens. The camera stays steady, the facts speak louder than emotion, and the system's flaws are caught on record. It's not about embarrassing officers, it's about proving that transparency works when citizens audit in the books, and a perfect reminder that rights only matter when people exercise them. From hostile reconnaissance to the current climate, every buzzword collapsed under basic legal knowledge. The officer learned something, and so did we. Filming in public isn't suspicious, it's protected. If you found this case as shocking and educational as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping breakdowns of real-world audits and courtroom showdowns.